I definitely don't like the fact that there's gunshots right here on the corner.
Some concern in a central Kentucky neighborhood tonight. Police say a man was shot in broad daylight.
A man now faces charges for the murder of his mother at a Lexington home.
Tonight we're in Johnson County as search efforts continue while the county cleans up from this week's storms.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
Good evening to you. It happened in broad daylight on a busy street. A man rushed to the hospital after police say he was shot near downtown Nicholasville.
And as we first told you as breaking news at 6 tonight, the shooting happened late this afternoon along East Chestnut Street. Police say the victim had multiple gunshot wounds. Now, in the last hour, we have learned that police have made an arrest. Monique Blair is tracking the investigation tonight. It's our top story at 11.
It's crazy that it happened right here by my house.
Around 4:45 Wednesday afternoon, Nicholasville police officers were patrolling near Main Street in Nicholasville.
They were flagged down by a female in a vehicle who said that someone had been shot down here on the street. The officers immediately responded to this location.
When police got to the scene, they found one man suffering from at least 3 gunshot wounds. Officer Kevin Grimes says the victim was able to give police some information about the shooting before he was transported to UK Hospital.
The victim was conscious at the time. He did say that it wasn't a drive-by, that it was somebody out in the street that shot him.
Around 9 o'clock Wednesday night, Nicholasville police arrested 23-year-old Carlos Taylor at police headquarters. He is charged with attempted murder and possession of a handgun by a convicted felon. This shooting happened at the corner here of East Chestnut Street and Jefferson Street. Now you can see just how close we are to Main Street in Nicholasville, but we're also really close to this children's park. You can see just a few feet off in the distance. And now some people who live out here say this makes them nervous.
I don't like it at all. Like I said, I got 2 nephews that's at my house probably 4 days a week, you know, and I definitely don't like the fact that there's gunshots right here on the corner.
Brandon Wilburn says he sees officers patrolling these streets often, sometimes up to 5 times a day. So he says the fact that this shooting happened at all surprises him.
They're brave. I mean, they're brave, you know. It takes a brave person to open fire on somebody right here out in the open daylight.
In Nicholasville, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Police say right now they do not know that victim's condition. Also new tonight, Lexington police have named the suspect in the city's latest murder. Police say they will charge 36-year-old Jack J.T. Clemens with murder, evidence tampering, and fraudulent use of a credit card. We've learned he is the victim's son. Police now have warrants for his arrest. Investigators say family members found the victim, 64-year-old Shirley Clemens, dead last night in her home on River Park Circle. Neighbors say she'll be missed.
She was so nice and kind. She was real easy to talk to. She'd always holler at you, like a good neighbor.
Police say that Clemens' family had not heard from her in more than a day before they found her dead. The coroner says she died from asphyxiation.
Today's search crews found the body of a 3rd victim of flash flooding in Johnson County. The coroner says 22-year-old Richard Blair was found dead this afternoon not far from the mobile home where he lived in the Flat Gap community. Investigators say 74-year-old Willa Pennington and 65-year-old Herman May also died in Monday's flash flooding. Police say 1 man is still confirmed to be missing and 4 other people are unaccounted for. Today, Lieutenant Governor Crit Llewellyn and other state leaders toured the devastation.
To actually see such a long corridor of devastation that stretches about 7 miles. And the force of that water took out power lines, took out homes, took out trees.
Governor Beshear was out of the state and could not attend today's tour. State leaders say FEMA will be in Johnson County by Monday to help with federal assistance. New tonight, Garrett Weimer talked to some people in Johnson County who are doing what they can to help flood victims.
In a place like this, everyone feels each other's pain.
And that's one good thing about a small community. You know you can count on each other in hard times.
Inside this Paintsville cafe, their thoughts aren't far from their neighbors, just a few miles away in Flat Gap. That's because even those spared the brunt of the storm still feel it.
Everybody knows someone along the line, and they're related or good friends.
They've seen the devastation, the damage, the heartbreaking search for the missing, the painful discovery of those killed. They know them, but they've also seen good Samaritans reaching out, helping out, in their neighbor's time of need. That's what it takes, folks tell me, as the county moves slowly from crisis to recovery, trying to put back the pieces after being broken so badly, trying so hard to heal.
Pick them up.
That's why Carissa Haddon says she's come all the way from Canada with team members coming from across the U.S. They'll be combing the area, trying to reunite those who lost their pets in the aftermath of the storm.
These people have already lost everything, their homes, their possessions, everything that's in, a value to them, and then they have their animal. And if it was me and so many other people, all they want is to have their, their fur baby back at the end of the day.
In ways like that and countless others, folks here are now pitching in to help each other out.
The community is like a family. They come together, they're there when you need them, and you can always count on them.
In Johnson County, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Haddon says they already have leads for some horses and dogs. They'll start looking into those tomorrow morning. WKYT and the American Red Cross are joining forces to show victims of this week's floods that Kentucky cares. Friday will be a day of giving. Red Cross volunteers will take donations over the phone from noon until 6:30. It's our way to help those who lost their homes or were impacted by the floods.
There are a lot of people pitching in, and tonight an organization turned an open house for its new Lexington office into a way to help Johnson County flood victims. Americans for Prosperity Kentucky now has an office on Corporate Drive off Harrodsburg Road. And tonight, staff and volunteers collected donations of baby food, personal hygiene items, cleaning supplies, and other items needed in Johnson County. They say they wanted to do something to help.
Johnson County is an area that's sometimes overlooked by populations in Louisville and Lexington, and it's been horribly hit by the flooding, much more so than any other area in the state.
The organization plans to take the donations it collected to Johnson Central High School tomorrow. So we received some news that we really needed today. We have a break from all the storms. Looks like it's going to last into at least tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey. I know he's smiling about this. Got to feel good about it.
Yeah, absolutely. This is exactly what we have been hoping for the past several weeks. It has been a stormy summer, to say the least. And the drying trend that we're in right now, courtesy of a wind that has been coming at us from the north and the northwest. One of the ways we measure the amount of moisture in the atmosphere is something called a dew point. We don't talk a whole lot about that around here, but this is what we are seeing. The lower the number, the more comfortable that air is. Look at this to our north. We're still on the humid side, but yesterday and the day before, those dew point numbers were in the mid and upper 70s. So we've got the drier air that is in place, and it's also a little cooler brand of air as well, with a lot of upper 60s to low 70s. But the muggy stuff really is not very far away, and unfortunately, it's going to win the battle from southwest to northeast over the next couple of days. But in the short term, it's all about the dry. Nothing showing up on Live First Alert Defender. We may see that dry trend take us right on through the day tomorrow. There is that much of a chance for the drive home that someone squeezes out an isolated shower. Nothing that would cause any problems. Low and mid 60s to start out the day. Watch out for a little fog on the trip into work. 84 tomorrow afternoon. That's a little cooler than normal. But when I come back in a few minutes, I've got steam in the forecast that will also bring the return of scattered thunderstorms. We'll track those with the all-important hour-by-hour brand new numbers on that when I come back in just about 10 minutes.
Many people in eastern Kentucky still have a lot to clean up because of the flash flooding this week.
In Menifee County, both Menifee Elementary and the middle school were flooded last night. Workers say 4 inches of water covered all of the classrooms and the gym. All of the carpets in the school will have to be replaced. For teachers, the water was a difficult sight to see.
I'm just a little upset coming into my classroom after many years of teaching and to see it like this, all because of the water. It's very hard.
Menifee County students will be returning to school in about 3 weeks, but school leaders say the elementary and middle schools will be cleaned up by that time. They're asking teachers to do inventory on their supplies to see what they still need before school starts. In Morgan County, the storms left thousands of people without electricity. While it's been restored to many people, some of those living along Old Highway 172 were still in the dark this afternoon. Some of them are using generators or staying elsewhere for now, but they say they've been told it could be Friday before they have electricity again.
Once you're used to electric, it gets a little bit inconvenient, and especially when you live in the city limits.
This afternoon, Kentucky Power said about 20,000 of their customers in eastern Kentucky were still without power.
Now to a developing national story we're tracking tonight. A spokesperson says former President George H.W. Bush was rushed to the hospital after a fall at his Maine home today. And doctors say he broke a bone in his neck. But the spokesperson says the injury is not life-threatening and the former president is stable at the hospital. He is 91 years old. New tonight, Lexington police looking for a man they say robbed a gas station at gunpoint. It happened about 9:30 tonight at the BP on New Circle Road near Eastland Parkway. Police say the man walked in and pulled a gun on the clerk. After getting some money, police say the man ran off. Police say they're looking for a Hispanic man about 5'10" with a medium build, tattoos on his hands and fingers. They say he was wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, jeans, and black tennis shoes with red laces.
Despite the allegations of sexual assault against him, it appears comedian Bill Cosby will get to keep his Presidential Medal of Freedom. At least one sexual assault awareness group asked the White House to revoke the medal. But today the president said there's no precedent for doing that. Bill Cosby has not been charged with a crime, but court documents revealed he did admit obtaining drugs to give them to women. The president did not specifically address the allegations against Cosby, but he did say this.
If you give a woman, or a man for that matter, without his or her knowledge, a drug, and then have sex with that person without consent, that's rape.
Representatives for Cosby said they had no response to the president's remarks.
New tonight, an Ohio company has been fined in connection to a deadly highway overpass collapse in Cincinnati. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration says Cosing Construction made an engineering mistake that may have contributed to the death of one of its workers at the overpass. The company has been fined $14,000 for safety violations. Investigators say the bridge deck wasn't strong enough to support equipment the company used. The overpass collapsed onto Interstate 75 in January. Brandon Carl from Bracken County was killed.
You may have noticed all the work going on at the Red Mile as it expands, and that racetrack is looking for some new workers. The track is hosting a job fair this weekend. Red Mile leaders say they have open positions for environmental services, guest services, wagering, and more. The job fair will be at the Campbell House from 8 to noon and from 3 until 7 on Friday, also from 8 until 2 on Saturday.
New tonight, a longtime business in downtown Lexington is making plans to move. Merritt Furniture has been on North Limestone since 1956, but the owners have decided to move their business to a warehouse they already have on East 7th Street. The store is trying to sell off much of its inventory before the move. The owners say it's getting too expensive for them to stay downtown, and they say the new building will be easier for customers to get to.
It's free parking over there on 7th Street. It's a lot bigger. With everything working for it.
Well, the owners hope to move sometime this fall.